Lenny Anarino. I started Anarino Foods in 1988. My parents on this property had a very large supper club, and they started that in 1950, ran it till 1990. We had live entertainment, great food, and then I decided to get into the food manufacturing business. So in 1988, we started Anarino Foods, and we make pasta sauces, salad dressings, barbecue sauces, marinades, everything you can think of is liquid, we manufacture. We're the proud manufacturers of mud sauce. We've been manufacturing it for approximately 4 years, and we just love doing business this way. My children are in it now, and I'm stepping back and letting them take the company over. I'm like the 4th generation in the business of food products. My great-grandparents, when they came over to this country, they both had produce trucks that they went around selling produce. My grandparents did the same thing before they got into the restaurant business. And my parents were in the restaurant business also. So we have a long line of experience of food manufacturing.
So, you want to know what goes on inside my mind. Well, I hope you're ready. Let's get it. Hey superstars, it's Charlinda Jean. Welcome to episode 2. So I promised you guys I would share everything that I know, and we're going to start with how to become an entrepreneur and start your own business. So before you guys do all the hashtag CEO, hashtag entrepreneur on your social media and start claiming that you are one, we have to go back to the basics. And so this episode is about what you need to have in place before you embark on this journey. And so we'll start with a couple quick tips. I'll develop more on the way, but I think that these are the essential tips to get you started on this road, and then we're going to expand it from there. The first thing that you have to think about before you go on this journey is the why. Why are you doing this? What is your motivation? You got to go to inside of yourself and figure out the why. Now for me, finding the purpose behind why I wanted to go on this crazy journey with no instructions was mostly because of my grandfather. Now I'm going to talk about my own company, Mutt Sauce, while I'm doing this mentorship, because it is part of the reason why I'm at this point now. Everything that I have learned was because of an opportunity given to me by my grandfather, who trusted me with this recipe, which was his blood, sweat, and tears and passion. I felt like there was no joy in anything unshared. I wanted to share this with my family and friends, and eventually it developed into sharing it with everyone that I meet. So you have to figure out the why. Why are you doing it? I'm doing this to learn about myself. I'm doing this to share with others. I'm doing this to build a legacy for my family. You just have to answer that question first and keep asking yourself that throughout this journey. Second thing is you have to think about is, do you have the passion for it? And when you think passion, you're like the motivation, that crazy, unexplained, it drives me beyond logic to keep going, because you're gonna need that. I mean, there's gonna be times where it makes so much sense to quit. Logic, people are gonna be around you because they don't understand why you're doing it. They don't understand why you're spending long hours. They don't understand why you're expending your own money. You're gonna encounter this the whole way, the entire time that you're doing this, but you have to have that passion to keep going. You have to have that fire inside of you, that drive to to push yourself. I'm telling you, you're going to learn so much about yourself as an entrepreneur. And one thing that I learned is I can push myself a lot farther. My potential for the type of leader that I can be is far more than the credit that I'd given myself when I started, or the amount of knowledge that you can amass is more than you thought. So if you would have rewound to about 4 years ago and asked me about food manufacturing or about co-packaging, like I just shared the video on from my co-packer, Anarinos Foods, I couldn't have told you anything, like nothing about food manufacturing, about business at that level. It's just the journey. The journey will teach you that. Being put in these situations is kind of like a challenge. You have to step up. You know, it's sink or swim, and you're gonna do either. Sometimes the best method of learning is to teach. And if you ever notice, like when you're telling someone something, you want to fact check yourself, and that's a good thing to do, because you know I've not always been good at that at all, and it's something I continuously have to do. Is when you're telling someone something, you need to make sure that you do your research. I've had mentors tell me that. I'm now telling you that, and you're gonna have to do that. People are gonna want to learn from you. If I own a food business, people are going to ask you questions about the ins and outs, down to the very fine details. And you want to be able to answer those questions. And if you can't answer those questions, you need to have built the resources around you and the networks around you to help you do that. Speaking of resources, you need to have a tribe. You need to know who is your squad, whatever you want to call them. You need a support system. And you need a support system because this is not for the faint of heart. And there's going to be really hard times, and you're going to need that person who's completely candid with you, completely open with you, and encouraging you and reminding you that this was given to you, this opportunity was given to you because you can handle it. This was, whether you want to call it a blessing, opportunity, you're on this path for a reason. This is not an accident, it's not a coincidence, it's not luck. This is purposeful. And you're on this journey, and you're going to need that person who kind of keeps you grounded. That could be your best friend, your sister, your spouse, anyone who's close to you, who gives you that candid advice and the security of knowing that you can trust them to tell it straight. And for me, I count my friends and family, everyone really close to me. I like to have them there because they're honest with me, and sometimes that's hard. And I will say this, as an entrepreneur, you need to learn humility. And if you don't learn it, it will be taught to you through experience. Experiences that I've had have humbled me. I was humbled anyway from my grandfather giving me the recipe. I could not even imagine that where I was being active duty, that he would think to give me something knowing that it would probably disrupt everything that I had previously planned. And it disrupted it in a good way. It shook things up in my life in a good way, but I was ever so humbled by the gesture, and I'm humbled by the people that have been put in my path since that happened. I cannot sit here right now and boast of any accomplishments without acknowledging the people that helped me. So carry that humility with you. It will pay you dividends. And I will say that arrogance plus opportunity and entrepreneurship do not go well together. Next to having, so you have your you know why you're doing this. You have your passion, you have your tribe, get a dose of humility, and then you just need to embrace the fact that entrepreneurs are different. You know, we think different, we take risks, we do things that may make us look a little crazy, but don't feel like you're the only one. I have a crazy idea. So did the guy who invented the pool noodle. Okay, millionaire. I mean, whatever the purpose you're trying to do it for, if it sounds crazy, it just might be brilliant. So just go with it and just trust that you have that for a reason. You're solving problems. You're changing the world. You're doing great things. And sometimes that means doing things that no one else has ever thought of doing. So those are my quick tips right now, and I just want you to enjoy the ride. Gather all that in your head and start to do the homework. Next, I think once you've gathered all of that inside of yourself, you just seek out mentorship, because that's the thing. And that's a part of the humility too, is knowing that there are people out there smarter than you. There are people out there who've already done it in some form or fashion. You need to find those people who are one level ahead. Like me, I'm not the private jet driver comes up and picks me up. I don't have a videographer. I'm still in the grind in terms of I don't really have a squad team of employees who does all my PR and all of that. So whereas maybe that's a goal that some people want to get to, I'm okay. I'm okay in life where I am, but I'm saying I grind because I don't know what's on the other side of this hustle and grind. I don't know where this leads. I just know that I have the passion and I will never stop. That's just me. I'm just not going to stop. And I'm not going to stop until that unspoken, unwritten thing that you carry inside of your heart, till you know that you've done all you could do. And I have a feeling that will never go away. I don't think that'll ever go away. But I love it. I love what I do. I love the challenge. I love the roller coaster ride, and I'm on this ride with you. And if you have any questions after you watch this video and before we start going through the tactical level of what you need to do step by step, just shoot me an email, charlindagene@gmail.com, and we'll work through this and I'll address them in future videos, or I can design a video to address the things that you want to learn, because that is the whole reason why I'm doing this, is just to share everything that I've learned with you to give you a head start on the path that you were meant to be on. Okay? So that's all I got for now, and I will see you on the next episode. Thank you for being patient with me. I am a YouTube newbie. This is episode number 2. Thank you so much. God bless you, and I believe in you.